respectfully dedicated to the 8th Regiment, 3rd Brigade, and 1st Division, New York State Militia, Washington Grays of the Left Arm Corps, by Alfred D. Whitehouse, Company D, the right and left arm of the nation's defense, the Army and Navy. This video is dedicated to all those who have sacrificed due to war. The pages that I'll be reading you are from a competition that was open to Civil War soldiers who lost their right hand or arm. The competition was based on penmanship, and it was intended to recognize how soldiers could adapt after the sacrifices that they made in war. The undersigned enlisted in the 8th Regiment, Company D, Washington Grays, New York State Militia. February 1st, 1859. The regiment was mustered in the United States service April 20th, 1861, for the period of 3 months. I lost my right arm at the Battle of Bull Run, Manassas, Virginia, on Sunday, July 21st, 1861. Discharged from the service November 12th, 1861. Wrote this with my left hand. Alfred D. Whitehouse, New York, June 17th, 1867. The right arm's gone. The nation yet remains. Though many perished, yet we are saved. The right will triumph over wrong, though it leave us but one left arm strong. The pen is mightier than the sword, and can be wielded from right to left with great effect. Give us work that we can do, and don't be afraid of what we can't do, because one arm is not two. So deny us the right. Give us work that we can do, for God hath decreed, and blessed be He, that all men from labor should not be freed, till death shall call us hence. Give us work that we can do, for soldiers in war, citizens in peace. Our cause it was just, and God hath us blessed. So why these blessings retain? The press. A million tongues are thine, and they are heard, speaking of hope to nations in the prime of freedom's day, to hasten on the time, when the wide world of spirit shall be stirred with higher aims than now, when man shall call each man his brother, each shall tell to each his tale of love and beer and holy speech. Be music for the soul's high festival. Thy gentle tones are heard like choral waves, reaching the mountain, plain, and quiet vale. William Oland born. West Camden, June 15th, 1867. William Oland born. Dear Sir, I received your communication under post marked April 12th and have concluded to write to you, not with the expectation of obtaining your premium, for I have not practiced writing enough since losing my right arm to be an expert penman, but have written only what was necessary for getting along with the business of the farm, and of course there is more than 10 who are in advance of me. I am now 44 years old. I enlisted the last Monday in December, 1863, as a recruit and was mustered into the 1st Regiment of Maine Heavy Artillery on the first Wednesday in January, 1864, at Augusta, Maine. The regiment then lay in the defenses of Washington, about 8 miles above the city on the Maryland side of the Potomac at Fort Sumner. I was kept at Augusta 1 week and then taken to Portland, where I was kept 1 week, and then started for the regiment, where I arrive after all necessary delays of travel on Wednesday, the 27th of January, 1864. On the next day, I was assigned to Company J, Captain F.G. Howes, in which company I remained during my time of service. We remained at the fort until the 23rd of February, when we were ordered to Washington to guard the prisoners, and 4 companies went down to the city, and on the 25th were ordered back to the fort. On the morning of the 27th, we were again ordered to Washington and commenced to guard the old Capitol and Carroll prisons, where we remained doing duty as guards until the 30th of March, 1864, when we received orders to return to the fort, being relieved by a regiment of the Veteran Reserve Corps. We remained at the fort until the 15th of May, 1864, when we started for the front as infantry. We marched to Washington, went on board a steamer, and was landed at Bull Plains Landing, where we remained until the 17th, and then started for the front by way of Fredericksburg. We arrived on the morning of the 18th and reported to General Meade, as I was informed. On the afternoon of the 19th, May, 1864, the rebels attacked a provisions train, and we were double-quicked, about 2 miles formed into line, and charged through the woods about half a mile, and fought the enemy until 9 o'clock in the evening or later, when we were relieved and retired from the field. This was my first battle. It was at or near Spotsylvania. The regiment had about 450 men killed and wounded. Company J lost 14 men. From this time, until the 16th of June, we were marching and building breastworks. On the evening of the 16th, I was in a little picket skirmish. We drove back the enemy's picket and built a breastwork. I did not learn the name of this place. On the 18th June, 1864, when near Petersburg, our regiment was ordered to make a change on the enemy's works, and in so doing, it was badly cut to pieces. Company J, having 36 men left for duty out of 110 who drew rations the night before. I received a wound on the inside of the right arm from a rifle shot, which cut the flesh nearly to the bone. I reported to the division hospital the next morning, and from there to City Point, had my arm dressed, and stayed there 2 nights. Then was carried to Washington, where I remained 4 days, and was then transported to Augusta, Maine, on board the steamer Ashland, under the control of a Dutchman for a surgeon, who took better care of himself than he did of the wounded men, and as a consequence, the wounded became gangrenous and did not do well. On arriving at Augusta, the hospital not being in readiness, all who could be were sent home on furlough for 30 days. On the 6th day of July, 1864, I left the hospital at Augusta by stage for West Camden, where I arrived at 5:00 p.m. My wound soon began to swell and became very painful, and on the 1st of August, in the evening, the main artery parted. And the gangrene having killed the bone on the 2nd day of August, 1864, the arm was amputated near the shoulder, and I was not able to report back to the hospital until the 23rd day of December following. I remained in the hospital until the 14th day of June, 1865, when I received my discharge from service for disability. I enlisted as a private for 3 years in the 1st Regiment Maine, Heavy Artillery, Company J, and remained a private until my discharge. Fred G. Howes, Captain of Company J, killed. Daniel Chaplin, Colonel, 1st Massachusetts H.A. Yours very respectfully, Minnott Tolman. To William Oland Bourne. West Camden, June 25th, 1867. Personally appeared Minnott Tolman, and made oath that the foregoing is a specimen of his left-hand writing, and that he never wrote with his left hand previous to the amputation of his right arm. Before me, Elridge J.S. Ingraham, Justice of the Peace. William Orland Bourne. Sir, I would state that I am personally and intimately acquainted with Mr. Minnott Tolman, and known the specimen of writing alluded to in the above to be his. Respectfully.